Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here with another episode of Scriptures in Wall Street. I'm so excited to be home. I just came back from Dallas, Texas, where I spent the whole week journaling your 1 year, your 5 year goals, basically learning what your primal question is. If you don't know what your primal question is, it is the whole reason why you are the way you are. And this has such a huge emphasis on me because I've always been different. And I never knew why I was different. Um, I never knew that you had to take time to get to know yourself before you can even be yourself, before you could even be a good father, a good coach, a good person to society, whether it's in church, your home, your team, your work. And it's so important to understand a lot about yourself through your previous childhood experiences and the habits that you pick up, the good ones and the bad ones. So if you haven't had a chance yet, definitely go to that link below, learn about what your primal question is, and that way you can start your own journey, like I have. So, with that being said, I'm just really excited to have this episode. While I was basically journaling for a whole week and in deep thoughts, I would get on social media at night, limitedly, obviously, and I saw that Trump and Elon were going at it. I mean, just right off the cuff. I mean, you guys do know this is a WWE type of situation. Like this is all fake. I mean, it. There was a funny meme I saw, and said, "And then I'm going to call you a retard." Picture, and then I'm going to laugh at that, and then I'm going to do this, and they're like standing next to each other holding a phone, and I really believe like that is happening here. All that could have happened pre Doge, pre White House, and it just screams a setup, right? And we'll look at how we can take advantage of the bro investors, how we can take advantage of the media, how we can take advantage of just reality. Reality is the banks are crashing. Reality is the stock market has a long term effect for it to go down. And the reality is inflation is a huge thing. And reality is that we have a lot of unfunded liabilities, and the housing market is about to take a shiznick. I mean, is about to dump. Those are some realities. Reality is that people can't afford what is going on because their wages are not keeping up. So that is a reality, guys, and charts are reality. And so I want to talk about charts. I want to talk about more more about how to position yourself for what is to come. That's what I really want to talk about. And whether it happens this week, next week, or later this year, I really think that we'll have a recession by the end of the summer, um, because there's just too much stuff happening, too much problems. People can't afford groceries. Businesses will experience deflations. We have real estate problems. We have banking problems. The bond market 10-year doesn't even know what it's doing. The Fed is so late to everything. And by the time they lower interest rates, we already had a hard landing. So we'll see. We'll see how this pans out, but it's not looking good in my eyes. And I'm not here to be the negative. I'm not here to be a naysayer. I'm just here to give you facts. I'm here to give you my opinion, and more importantly, how we can benefit from a declining stock market. That's the best part. How can we actually benefit from what is going on? How could you benefit from protecting your retirement? Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about: creating wealth, protecting it, getting it away from the CBDCs of the world, getting it away of the government reach, getting it away from creditors that want to hurt you. And unfortunately, when you have money in the bank, we've already said this day in and day out. You guys know that the FDIC scam only requires their scam banks 0.74% of your money in cash reserves. By the way, the Fed makes money off banks. Banks make money off the feds. It is like a huge oligarch system that only the banks can win. The whole thing is rigged for you to be jacked up, to own nothing and be happy. Not even mention the wording on the 401ks. Many of you I speak to say, oh, yeah, I got $500,000 in my 401k and I can't get it out. You know why? Because you don't own it. You are a participant. Look at all the verbiage. You don't even have to look at the verbiage. Just go to ERISA, Employee Retirement Income Securities Act. ERISA basically is the Department of Labor. They actually mandate all the rules and regulations of your plan administrator, which is owned by your company, your employer-sponsored contribution plan, employer-sponsored contribution plan known as a 401k. Some of you now it's a 201k, but it's not a defined benefit contribution plan, aka a pension. We used to have pensions and nice gold watches and 40 years, and that was your goal. You get a pension and you retire and call it a day. No, those days are over, man. Those days been over the past 20. Ever since I became a financial advisor 20 years ago, those days been gone. So you have to be smart. You got to be smart. You got to be diligent. You got to be proactive. You got to understand that you can't invest with your feelings. Your feelings are dog crap. Your feelings is what screws you over. It is the actual facts. It is what is going down. What is going down is we don't have a Republican and a Democrat anymore. It is straight good and evil. They're going to start creating a new party system where it's just like based off feelings, based off victim mentality. And they're going to usher in a social credit score. Like that is happening. You go to China, you miss a date on Tinder, you're late to an airplane, you don't pay your taxes, you fart in public, you do something stupid, you litter, you get a speeding ticket, they ding your credit score, man. And you cannot do certain things that other citizens can do. Like you have to wait before a flight comes out, you have to wait 3 hours or 3 days later before the initial flight itinerary, before everyone else can go, you can go last. If you get a speeding ticket, you have to wait till everyone else goes on the road. Like they control everything. They want to do that here. Because all these people are ran. They're ran by the you-know-whats. They're ran by, we used to call them Illuminati, the New World Order, but I think we're getting more specific on who they are. They could be the Masons. They could be the evil oligarchs known as the Jews. It could be anybody, right? Evil does not come in a race. Promise you that. Evil does not come in a certain race. So we want to make sure that we are clear on that the Bible says that we suffer not from flesh and blood, but rulers of darkness, principalities in wicked places, right? It doesn't say they were all black or they're all brown or they're Spanish or they're Jews or they're Chinese. It doesn't say that. It says principalities. There is no race behind what is evil. Yeah, we can point the finger at a certain ethnicity or a certain culture, but at the end of the day, it's good and evil. And I don't want you guys to get twisted. I don't want you guys getting twisted. I don't speak hate on this channel. I just speak facts. And I risk everything every time I podcast. So it's important and imperative for you to know that with all those feelings and all those emotions that are attached to that, you still have to show up as a priesthood, as a decision maker in your home, as the truther, as the steward. And you have to make right decisions on what is happening now. Forget the freaking media. Forget what anyone says. It is about you. It is about what you're trying to do, your purpose. What is your purpose, by the way? And that is the most $1 million question you can ask yourself. What is my purpose? And many of you don't even know because you don't even know your primal question. My primal question was, am I loved? And I'll share something personally. The reason why I'm such big into my kids' events is because my father was a pastor. Love my dad. I will never ever talk bad about him ever, because he is such a great man of God, and I'm blessed to have a father figure in my life. But he put the ministry before my family. He put the ministry before my family. I would go. I was a great soccer player. I wanted to show off my skills in front of my parents and make them proud, and have all these like recruiters ask about me in college, and they would ask me, "Hey, where are your parents?" Or they would ask my coach, like, "Hey, where's his parents? I want to talk to his parents." And they say, "Oh, he's not. They're not here. He's at church. He's a pastor." And that devastated me. That devastated me. Like, it boiled me so down. I'm like, wow, I'm not even good enough for my parents to even come watch me play. Like, they don't love me. That's just it. I was only 14, 15, 16 years old. Of course I'm gonna think that way. They don't love me. I was like the guy in Blind Spot. Like, these parents wanted to adopt me. they wanted to take credit for my growth. And it hurt. And what it actually did, it reprogrammed my whole brain into thinking and finding evidence that I'm not loved. And so when I come home from work, you guys know I work from home, my podcast from home, and the house is a mess. The kids don't care, blah, blah, blah. There's no dinner. I feel unappreciated. I'm finding evidence to back why I don't feel loved. In reality, I am loved. My wife loves me, even with all the mistakes I've put her through. My kids love me, even though I show up heavy handed sometimes. My employees love me. My community loves me. My church loves me. I have so much evidence to back that I am loved. I don't need a validation from people in the comments and saying, "Oh, look at this Jew speckler," whatever. I'm loved, and I have evidence. And so that's what I've been struggling my whole life. Am I loved? Am I appreciated? Am I worthy? And you are. And so I created a new purpose for myself. And that purpose is to empower and equip. I am designed to empower and equip men for success by utilizing their gifts for the cross. If I'm not doing that, then I've missed a boat. I've missed a boat. I want to play this John Bevere video, which really, really struck me. Go ahead and play it, Mike.
Question: what are you called to do? I ask that question because we won't be judged according to what we did in life, but rather what we were called to do in life. Imagine with me standing before the throne of God and a scenario like this occurred. Evangelist Anderson, come forth and give an account of your stewardship on earth. Evangelist Anderson? I'm not an evangelist. I'm an accountant. I had an accounting firm. I had an Evangelist Anderson. Where are the 347,566 souls I called you to impact in Asia, son? Where are they? I'm an accountant. I had an accounting firm. I help churches. I help ministries with their finances. Son, where are the 347,566 souls in Asia I called you to impact? Son, where are they? Had you sought me, had you sought my face, I would have revealed this to you. And everything in regards to that man's calling was burnt up before the judgment seat of Christ. Accountant Jones, step forward and give an account of your stewardship. Accountant Jones? No, I pastored for 35 years. I had a membership of 750 people. Accountant Jones, I called you to the marketplace. Had you done this, you would have significantly impacted 2 people. You and those 2 men would have helped churches with their finances, and those churches would have impacted 751,321 souls. If you would have sought me, I would have revealed this to you. And again, in regards to this man's calling, everything he's done in life would be burned up before the judgment seat of Christ. Sister Smith, come forth and give an account of your stewardship. I only raised 3 children. I never preached to nations. I never even been on a missionary trip. I only tried my hardest to raise my children in your way. Sister Smith, I never called you to preach to nations. I never called you to go to other countries on missionary trips. I called you to raise 3 children. And let me show you the 1,579,541 souls those 3 children impacted. You sought me and you heard my voice. You were obedient to my call. Well done, my good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your Lord. So remember, in regards to the calling that's on your life, you won't be judged according to what you did. You will be judged according to what you were called to do.
So yeah, finding that primal purpose. And so it all starts with everyday little task, right? Drawing a 1-year plan, a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, a 20-year plan. You see, I've already been working on my 20-year plan. I knew that I grew up poor. So I wanted to start a business 20 years ago that I can get residuals, that I didn't have to go welding. I didn't have to be a pastor. I didn't have to be a drill sergeant like my dad. I wanted something where I could have freedom to have kids and a wife. And if I wanted to play golf, I could go play golf, which I can't stand golf. Golf is boring. I always tell people I'll learn to play golf when I grow up. For now, I'll just play ice hockey. But anyways, so one of the things that I needed personally was a clean home. And my wife and I fought about this because she was very self-conscious about like having somebody coming in and clean the house because it just like made her uncomfortable. And I get that. Women are very, very territorial over their stuff and nesting, and I totally get that. But I came home yesterday and I hired Smiley Cleaning Homes, literally here in Tampa, Florida. And I have to say, they just knocked it out of the park. I'm not really one to share pictures of my home, my personal space, but I have to do it because these guys just tore it up. So here's pictures of my home, my bedroom. The little living room in my bedroom is called my prayer couch, is where I go spend time with God daily. We got a little fireplace in the kitchenette there. Our kitchen, our sofa, like everything was just so clean and beautiful. And I was just so grateful, guys, so grateful to come home to a clean home. Women, like, you want your man to feel appreciated, definitely give him a clean home. And it was just such a huge blessing for me, because mentally I was able to focus on this podcast. I was able to focus that my parents are coming in town this weekend with my kids. So my dad and my mom have my kids for the week, so I could go with Dallas on this event, so that I can journal and just really work on myself. Sally's working on herself, and that we can be a better person for each other and for our family and for our goals, and that we can live a life by design. And I really think that it goes in with health and wealth, because everything that you think, that you thought of, is why you are that person today. Your life experiences, everything that you've done to this day, is because you believed something that did or didn't work. And that's why you're here today. No matter where you're at in life, if you look at it, the reason why I picked up on this and the reason why I thought this is because I went here and I married this person because they provided X, and I had an opportunity to do this. But guys, it's time to disrupt the thinking. It's time to disrupt the pattern of what you brought up, where you were brought up in, and to actually do something. Own it. If you could change your life just by thinking differently, why wouldn't you do that? And so, my aim, my purpose right now is to realize that I have strengths. My number 5 strengths through the Gallup's testing. You can take a Gallup's test. I don't know how much they are, but I encourage you to take a Gallup's test and find out your strengths. My strengths, number 1, is individualization, meaning I can spot somebody and find out their talents, whether they realize it or not, and give them an effective role based on their talents, so that they have peace, that they have scalability, they have purpose. That is my number 1 talent, is to find talent in others and encourage them to using it. Number 2 is woo, meaning I have the ability to win people over. I don't do that in a manipulation way. I know I have that gift, but I only do it to promote the cross. And so, number 3 is communication, ability to effectively find complex things and communicate it to a simple level where people can understand it. Basically, that comes in a form of good in words, using concepts, using analytical analogies, whatever you want to call it, acronyms, and that is my gift. I can get on a podcast and just talk for an hour because I'm so passionate about these things, right? And so my goal is to equip people, inspire men particularly, that they can be successful. You can be successful. It is just a mind shift. All it is a mind shift, and actually doing your work. And it shows up in your faith. It shows up in your fitness. It shows up in your finance. And it definitely shows up in your family. And you may not get success in all 4, but you can become better. You can be like that table that has 4 legs, and develop evidence, develop belief systems, so that that table is sturdy. But if you have one that is shorter than the other, then you're going to have a rocking table. Nobody wants to put their hot coffee on a table that is crooked or not stable. And you, as a man, are called to be stable, to be a priesthood, to be the bull in your family, to be loyal, to be grounded, to have significance. And you do have significance. God has ordained you with gifts and talents, like it says in Corinthians. Anyways, I'm just so excited, man. Like, I've lived in a victim mindset for so long, and to deprogram that, like, a victim mindset sounds like, man, I went to college and the coach didn't like me, and I didn't start. And because I didn't go to that school, I didn't want to go to college anymore, and I didn't graduate. Or I was molested as a child, and I don't trust anybody. And I'm now 40 years old. All my friends are married. I'm not married. I don't trust anybody. Or I didn't get the straight A's in college that I got in all in my high school, my charter prep school. And when I graduated college, I didn't get the straight A's. So therefore, I dropped out and I didn't get a job, the job that I always wanted, to be a biochemist. And because I wasn't a biochemist, I never went to San Diego and I never took that internship. Or my parents divorced when I was a kid and I never got married. I didn't even want to date. And so therefore I don't have a family and I'm 45 years old. You see how this mindset could just be completely detrimental to your whole life. It is time to change our mindset, guys, about the way we think about money, about relationships, about we think about the cross, to seek his face, to legit inspire others, let them know our mistakes, our bad habits, our faults. And I don't understand why we can't be more vulnerable. Why do we have to be so defensive? Why do we have to create this mask and this facade? Why do we have to do this? It is to make ourselves look good? No, man. It is to help others be relatable so that they can learn from our mistakes. And as we do that, we build the kingdom of God. We build men and women. We build families. We build generational wealth. We build new mindsets that will change the future. And that's why I feel like I'm called to do this. And this is why I will pay out of my own pocket to have a podcast, to have a platform, because I will always keep the cross first. I'm good at making money. You guys know that. I'm good at calling shots, but nothing beats you winning. You getting your name written in the book of life. I will die fighting for that purpose. There was no monetary benefit for me. I just know that my treasures are in heaven and they are eternal. They never, ever will go away. As long as I'm promoting the cross as a sinful man, I know if I'm promoting the cross, his grace will cover me. His love is sufficient. And I have Malachi 3 rights. And we are supposed to be the head and not the tail. We are more than conquerors. And that you are loved and you are worthy because you are a son of a living God. You are a daughter of a living God. And you are called to be the priesthood of your home. And so that is my prayer for you, is that you can learn about yourself, learn about your strengths, find out what your purpose is. Go out in the woods and ask God, what am I designed for? What do you want me to know? We spend our whole lives trying to work on ourselves, our income, our business, our fitness, but we don't even ask the simple question, God, why did you design me? Just ask him, why did you design me? What are my strengths? What do you want me to know? And I promise you, things will open up. Things will open up very, very well for you. Because if you're seeking his face, seeking his righteousness, all these things will be added onto you. And we're just not seeking his face. You think I've learned all this stuff off a whim? No. All this stuff that I've been learning is because I have been working towards my relationship with Christ. And he gives me knowledge. He gives me discernment of what is actually happening. This is not like conspiracy theory. This is facts. This is real. Like, this is straight real. And when I say I'm the number one Christian-based advisor in the truth movement, I really mean that. Because I know that God has given me a purpose to speak against the evilness on Wall Street, to speak against all the injustices that our faith get, and that how it incriminates the everyday American. It incriminates us so much that we don't even know, because he says in his word, my people suffer from a lack of knowledge. Well, if I'm hungry for knowledge on how we can get better and better and better and smarter, I don't want to suffer from lack of knowledge. I want to have the knowledge. And so this platform will be full of knowledge. I will always improve myself. I will always get smarter because you're either living or you're dying. There's no between. You're either learning and winning or you're dying. And so I don't even lose anymore. All we do is win. All we do is win. And if you don't win, you're learning. You're never losing. And that is a mindset we have to have moving forward, guys. Moving forward. Whether you agree in this two-party system, whether you agree who the evil people are, it doesn't matter because all we're doing is winning. Our Savior is the cross. Our Savior is not some politician that's sold out to the New World Order, that's sold out to the social credit score, to the CBD system, to the Luciferian way. Our Savior is not in interest rates. Our Savior has written the plan already. And there is no need to fear. He said it 365 times in the Bible. There is no need to fear, for I am with you. Cast your worries upon him. How many times have you said that? Anyways, I'm just so honored. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for a wife. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my home. I'm grateful for the business. I'm grateful for this podcast. I'm grateful for my parents. I'm grateful that I can sing and worship Jesus at any given point in my church. I am so grateful that I don't need to actually lift a shovel anymore or change a tire, even though I like changing tires. Believe it or not, I like auto work. I like getting dirty in the hands. But I'm just grateful. And so I want you to practice gratitude. When you feel anger, when you feel that things aren't going your way, close your eyes, put worship music on, and just say, you know what? I'm choosing to be grateful. I'm grateful for the air conditioner in my home. I'm grateful I have shoes on my feet. I'm grateful that I have a meal that I can eat. I'm grateful that I have not hundreds of thousands of dollars, but I'm grateful I have $10,000. I'm grateful I have $1,000. I'm grateful that I have an income that will cover my needs. And I'm also grateful for Jesus that he says that he will cover all my needs. I'm grateful that I can tithe 10%, whether it's money, whether it's my time, that he's given me the ability to try him in this, as it says in Malachi 3. I'm grateful that I believe in Acts 2. I'm grateful that his Holy Spirit gives me the ability to speak in tongues, to have the ability to be transformed. I'm grateful for the discernment that he has given me. I'm grateful for the Florida hot, humid weather, and I'm not in Alaska piling snow. Like, practice gratitude, own it, and see how it changes your life, even if it's for 5 to 7 seconds. So, let me share something here real quick. For those of you that don't know who I am, maybe it's the first time that you are watching this. If you would like investment advice, give us a call. We want to help you. 813-448-3446 or visit us at cortezwm.com. You can also download a free guide at americafirstretirementplan.com where we basically break down the color of your money. If you haven't seen The Color of Money, click the link below. There's a podcast there that talks about the color of money. After you watch it, give us a call or book an appointment. CortezWM.com. We've been doing this for close to daggone 20 years now. We want to make sure we're a great fit for you. We love the stock market. We love talking about the stock market. And more importantly, we love protecting your retirement from the stock market and all the evil Luciferians manipulations that we see right now. So give us a call. We want to work with God-fearing patriots that want to honor the cross, that believe in what we believe in. Maybe your advisor doesn't talk this way, and that's okay. We may not be a good fit. If you want the fancy suits and the granite top desk and the high-rise building, great. Go for it and see what you're funding. I come from that world. And I like nice suits and granite top desks, but it's not me anymore. My focus is on you. My focus is on your retirement. I take ownership of being a steward for what you're investing in. I love being a financial retirement / pastor because that's what I am. I am literally a guide, a steward, a shepherd, call it what you will, so that I can guide you in this retirement. And I'll be doing this for a very long time. I've been doing it for 20 years. I'm 42. I started when I was 21, and I'll probably be doing it for a very long time, guys. And so I'm only looking for people that want to work with me throughout the rest of their lives. And I promise you, I'll shoot you straight. I promise you that even if you have good stuff going on, I will tell you. I'm not here to manipulate you. I'm here to fill a purpose and a mission, and that is to basically pour my gifts, pour my will and God's grace upon your life, whether that's financially or spiritually. I want to give you the tools to equip yourself to go out and inspire, and that you could retire and have financial success. And I thank you, God, for giving me that inspiration. I thank you for this platform. All of you have watched me for 3-4 years now. And I'm just so humbled because for many reasons, as a little boy, I'm like, why did I grow up poor? Why is my father a pastor? Why did I have rich friends and I was a poor kid? Why did I grow up in the military? Why am I a pastor's son? Like all this stuff. And then why do I like Wallstreet? I don't even belong here. And these people would tell me, oh, you're a Spanish kid. You don't know nothing about money. Get out of here. There's no Spanish people in a Kiwanis club or the Rotary Club. You can't even network. So they told me, change your name, shave, get rid of the gold chains. Get rid of that. You're a street kid. You got to look like one of us. And I said, you know what? I'm going to be better looking than you. And you are significant. You don't need to look and act like anyone else but you. You are designed by God. Your mindset is precious. He created you in his image. You have gifts that is supposed to be used to promote the cross, to build the kingdom. You will be judged on the gifts that God has given you. And did you use it for him? God doesn't care about the money you've made. He only cares about the character it took to make that money. And what did you do to build his kingdom? So, yes, let's make sure that your name is written in the book of life. Let's make sure that you are right with God before we even start talking about retirement and money and all the fun things that I like talking about. It doesn't matter. Once you die, there's no U-Haul in the back of a hearse. You can't bring this stuff with you. And eventually, maybe not your children, but your children's children's children will eventually forget you. But they won't forget the culture you have established. What are you doing today to establish the culture for your future generations? Because one man can change 10,000 people in your generation. And it's now the time to change your mindset, to seek his face, and all these things will be added onto you. And so that is my prayer. So I got shifting over, guys, to making money off of this Trump WWE Elon Musk garbage. Who is actually believing this nonsense? Does anybody believe in this stuff? I'm not. I give a flip about it, man. Like, dude, like it's just so dumb. So dumb. I was in Dallas. I literally was off my phone for a whole week. And I get on Facebook like one night or X, and I see like this whole war. And Maybe Elon is a double. Maybe Trump is a double. I don't know. But that begs a question. Like you have to think of everything. I guarantee you Elon has a robot to clone himself. Come on. Like the robot king doesn't have a clone of himself. Of course, he's a narcissist. He's going to find a way to clone himself. It's it's terrible. So this is Tesla. I'm looking at Tesla right now. So check this out. This is my new enhanced. Oh man, we call it the index dominator. Thank you, Joe Casey, my dog, my mentor, my homeboy, market wizard. He's taught me everything I know. I thought I knew a lot before I met him, and then he just like exacerbated all my gifts and all my everything. Just a blessing. So here we are, guys. This is Tesla. You tell me. You freaking tell me where this bad boy is going. We got 344 it went to, and now it kissed 274. It's hovering around 294. Guys, we have massive sell-off right now. Massive sell-off. Now, we live in a buy the dip bro economy where people buy the dip, right? But look how much it hasn't really done anything. We got one green bar on a long-term traffic light. This is going down even more. I would probably say a new home could be around 222 on Tesla. So for those of you that want to make a ton of money off Tesla, again, this is not investment advice. Please do not call my office and say, oh, you recommended this, Carla, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear that nonsense. I'm giving you information and education purposes only. So do what you want to do. But I'm telling you, this is coming down even lower. We had a sell signal on June 4th before all this crap happened. And short term, midterm, we are getting a whole new lower home here. This is start of a bearish trend on Tesla. So TSLL is ×2. So if you want to take risk on Tesla, you could literally buy a put right here and maybe buy let's see, I'll have to look, $8 put and close to expiration. It would be a good time to buy a put right here on TSLL. Pretty risky though, because what's going to happen is people are going to see this new all-time low and they're going to start bro investing and buy this stuff and it'll pop back up. But the bearish overall trend, let's look at the daily real quick. That's a 4-hour. That was a 4-hour. This is a daily. And this is a weekly. So we got a death cross here. So yeah, the weekly is looking terrible as well. We look like okay, so we got a green candle print. So I'm curious on what this is going to look like a week from now. But yeah, on a day, this is a good time to actually start buying a put right now. I'm probably going to be doing this myself personally. I'll look at it. I'll post it on Tuesday if I bought it or not. Or if you go to Scriptures and Wallstreet and Rumble, I'm going to start talking about trades I'm actually taking. All you got to do is follow Scriptures and Wallstreet. Eventually, I'm gonna have to start charging for it. But yeah, you could follow me on my trades, on what I'm doing. Personally, again, this is not investment advice. This is not a recommendation, even though I am a financial advisor. You have to call us, and I have to give you one-on-one. Legally, I have to give you one-on-one recommendation. I can't do that over a podcast. And you got to hire us, right? So we don't give advice for free. You guys know that. But yes, give us a call, 813-448-3446. I can show you how to make money off of this this fake war that's happening, which is great because we need this. We need this type of volatility. And look, the volatility index went down to 16.78. So we'll check out the VIX real quick. Oh boy, another sell signal. That was June 3rd. So that means stock market's coming back up. This is going down. Inverse relationship, guys. All red bars, huge downward spiral on the VIX. Check out my weekly. A little up pressure on the weekly, but nothing dramatic. It's saying it's bullish. So Holy cow, man. This is insane. All right. So my 4 hour, I got bullish. My daily, I got bearish. So basically what this means, guys, is we're seeing intraday buys and sells, but probably the next day or two, we're going to start to see the market come back up. But the long-term component is still bullish, meaning the stock market is going to go down. This goes up when the stock market goes down. So it's trying to find that home. Remember that home that we were in for months, daggone year. It was like in between 14 and 16 for like months. You remember that? Well, it's trying to go back to that price home again. And so as the stock market goes back up, it gets closer to that home. But eventually the weeklies are going to change like it has, and it says that is bullish. So just look at this thing. This makes money when the market goes, this goes up when the market goes down. So, or I would say this goes down when the market comes up. So over here, we had a huge spike because the stock market was crashing, right? You guys remember that back in April? People were freaking out. Well, the volatility index went up. So you can't buy the VIX, but you can buy VIXI. And so VIXI is getting cheap right now. It's around 49.78. You could buy the call options at 74. Actually, probably 65, whatever's cheaper. Around 60, 65. That would be a good time to buy these call options. But yeah, we're going to start to see it come down. So you may want to wait another week or two before you buy any call options on this. Because look, the market's going to go down, man. That's relevant. I mean, the GDP numbers will come out and it will destroy everything. So here's the S&P 500, guys. Of course, we got bullish power on a daily. On the weekly. And when I say the stock market is going to go down, there's 5 of them. There's the S&P 500, there's the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, and the Russell 2000. So we can break down every single one of them. I don't know if we have time for that this weekend, but I want to keep you guys abreast of what I'm looking at. So here's the S&P 500. It's still going up, even though I have a bearish power. So it's cautiously saying, hey, it has momentum, but at any point it can come crashing down. So that's the S&P. Real quick, let's take a look at our baby, the Qs. I love the Qs because it's volatile as heck. So we have a daily chart on the Qs, still going up, right? Market's still going up. Now, for those of you that are trying to save long term, I like TQQQ and just buying at all levels for like 20 years. If you can buy $500,000 a month on TQQQ for 15, 20 years, you will have millions. I'm talking about 20, 30 million, guys. So you want this thing to crash. You want it to go up. You just keep on buying and buying and buying and buying at all different levels. This is a great, great way to just develop wealth over time if you are automatically saving into it. So I really like TQQQ for that reason. And it's a great time to buy. And hopefully it comes crashing down so you get it at a cheaper rate. But it's double the NASDAQ. So we have a golden cross here on a 4 hour. And a golden cross forming on a daily. And on a weekly, it's still showing bullish. Man. So the NASDAQ's not probably going to crash. Find it interesting. Let's look at Russell 2000, which is IWM, which is highly correlated with the NASDAQ. So here we are. We have a buy signal on May 25th, and it's still going up. Man, these charts are so good. Look, I had a buy signal on the 25th, and look at this green candle print. It just, boom, goes up. So the Russell 2000 is going up. Let's look at my shorts, SQQQ. Again, this is the short side of the NASDAQ. This is going down. That means the stock market is going up. So not a good time right now, guys, on SQQQ. You could buy some puts here if you think the market's going to go up. Buy some puts here. Might be too expensive, though. Also, my XPXL. which is the S&P 500. We got a buy signal May 27th. So SP is going up, guys. That is on a 4-hour and the daily and the weekly. Yeah, so I got strong views on the SPXL. Even though I was wrong about, I wasn't wrong. I said we should sell right here. And it's just a good hedge, right? So it's just a good hedge. You shouldn't put any money that you cannot afford to lose in these charts. So SPXS is going down, meaning the stock market is going up. That's on a daily and on a weekly for those of you that are in that. TMF, man, has this been frustrating. Interest rates have not come down, so we're starting to see more downward pressure. Dude, if this thing goes at 30, I might have to like double up. I'm gonna have to double up. Eventually, they're going to lower interest rates, and they haven't yet. So this is why this is going down, because the anticipation of those rates coming down hasn't come into fruition. So it doesn't mean this is a wrong investment. It's just a longer time frame. Instead of 6 to 12 months, we're probably looking at 12 to 18 months, guys. And so what you want to do on those January 100 calls, you just want to roll them into April 100 calls. You just want to get some extension there. We have 6 more months. Let's see what they're doing. Late summer, I think this is going to hit. We just got to be patient. I just want to see this thing move before I start adding more contracts. I'm going to write 15, 20,000 in options on a negative right now with this. So you got to be patient because it eventually will hit. As you guys know, look how powerful this thing is. I mean, this thing will go over 400 on those low interest rates environment back in 2020. This thing just skyrocketed. So it'll be a huge payday for anyone that's in there. You just got to be comfortable not to touch it for the next 6 to 18 months. And just know that it could be a legit 10 times your money if it does hit. And okay, if it doesn't, that you lost the 5,000 that you spend in premium. You have to be okay with that. And that's why this is red money. This is not meant for the long-term solutions. Now, if you have a retirement, you want to protect it from the stock market and you want it to grow and compound, meaning like 100 grand now, 20 years will be roughly over $4.5 million. If that's what you want, then give us a call. You can go to greenmoneysolutions.com. You can fill out your information. We can contact you. We can show you all the indices, but more importantly, just give us a call, 813-448-3446, or go to cortezwm.com, book an appointment. We want to secure your retirement. There's no need to be in a stock market with mutual funds and 401ks and your IRAs and even in gold. Like, you are risking your retirement thinking that it's going to be safe, and it's not. How in the world are you going to retire when you have buy and sell signals all over the place? There's just no way, man. I mean, the S&P 500, like, look at this dip. Imagine you were 65 years old and you just lost 20%. You can't do that. That's nuts. It's time to come up with a solution that you can have the ability to legit retire safely. So I really like this. This is so nice. And so the dips is what we got to be careful of, because everybody gets euphoric when we start seeing these returns, but then the dips happens. And look, if you're like 60, 70, 80 years old and you're watching this, avoid those dips. And we have a way where we can literally protect yourselves from the downsides of the market. Basically, our accounts look like this. Market goes up, you stay level. Market goes down, you stay level. Still staying level. Market goes up, you go up. Market goes down, you stay level. Market goes up, you go up. Market crashes, you stay level. And so you stay on this blue line, beating the S&P 500, because you never go down with it. And the reason why we have these green money accounts is because we're fiduciaries. We are independent. We're not subject to the big banks. The big banks do not want you to have access to green money accounts and to protect your principal. So anyways, guys, I've spoken a lot today. I can't wait for Tuesday. I'm going to let you know some of the trades I'm doing. But don't forget to check out getmeleanusa.com, our sponsor. And also, we want to help you. So go to cortezwm.com and book your consultation. Let us give you a second opinion. And also, something I'm doing new now is I want to answer your emails. A lot of guys have emailed me questions. I want to create a space for that. You can go to info@cortezwm.com. Ask me anything about any stock or any financial situation, and I can give you my best opinion. So just go to info@cortezwm.com and send in all your emails, and I want to basically interact with you guys. So with that being said, we'll bring that to the next podcast, and we'll have a whole segment on that as well. So God bless you guys. I'm out of here, and we will talk soon.